Welcome to the Low Carb MD Podcast. No one is beyond help. No one is beyond hope. Nothing said on the Low Carb MD Podcast is medical advice. Please consult your own doctor before making any lifestyle changes.
Hello and welcome back to the Low Carb MD and Life's Best Medicine podcast. I had to do on both because I got these two. I had to drag them out. We're talking about a conference that's coming out. We wanted to share it with y'all. So a lot of you know these guys. You don't know Natalie, Coach Natalie yet. Natalie Grasso, she's a big stud. We'll talk about her. And then Bronson, Coach Bronson, from old interviews here. So good to see you both.
Good to see you.
Yes, indeed. Thanks for having us.
Where are you guys at right now?
We're on the East Coast, right in the DC area, just kind of chilling out. The weather's getting warm, waiting for spring to come. And
fall spring right now.
Yeah,
it's freaking us out.
It's getting warm right now. Next week it'll be freezing again or something. That's how
it's weird. Like in Arizona, I live in the mountains. We get zero snow this year for the first time in like 10 years or something. Like no snow at all. So it's a weird season, huh? Weird this year. So I know you get a little bit of warm and then all of a sudden you get hammered and all your plants die again and all that kind of fun stuff on the East Coast. So you're flying out. I'm excited to see you both. It's been a little while. We saw you on the low carb cruise. And so tell people what we got ourselves into here.
What did we get ourselves into? I don't know. All I know is something about we're going to be staying in a house with you and your wife.
Yeah, we're going to be living together. It sounds like,
that's what we got ourselves into.
Too.
I don't know if we're up for that.
That's awesome. We'll have a fun time because we're coming down from northern Arizona down to the Phoenix area, Tempe. And so we're doing a talk. It's called the Low Carb Collaborative. Arizona Low Carb Collaborative. So it's kind of cool because it has a lot of cool people from down in that area. I don't know who you know and who I know, but we can run through some of the speakers. Why don't we start off with you both? Natalie, for people who don't know you, tell them who you are.
Who are you?
Yes.
Well, I'll introduce myself the way I do at the beginning of all my videos. Hi, it's Coach Nat, the Keto Bikini Pro. So I am a professional bikini bodybuilder. I compete in the FMG. It's my FMG Pro sash back there. And in wellness, which is a category, a division of bodybuilding. And I got my pro card in bikini and have been doing that now. Oh my gosh.
For a while.
It's my 10-year lift-iversary this year. So I've been lifting weights, bodybuilding for 10 years, hit the stage for the first time in 2016. So been competitive for almost all of those 10 years and coaching for the last 7-ish years.
Something like that.
And just last year launched my Keto Bikini Academy group programming, group programs, group coaching, after many, many years of private one-on-one coaching. So that's my most exciting new endeavor. And I have a coach who works for me, who I'm actually getting on stage for the first time this weekend at the Arnold Sports Festival in Columbus, Ohio. So we're going to the next phase of things in my world, and I'll have some ladies getting on stage this year in our academy.
Yeah, and that's cool. And your talk on the low carb cruise was awesome. Just talking about what you've done with clients and, mindset. Both of you and you're giving a talk together for this. Bronson,
yes.
tell people who missed that episode. I'll have to figure out what episode it is, but
I think I've been on Low Carb MD. I did that with Tro, and I think I've been on with you 1 or 2 times. So just a little bit about me. I've been coaching. I've been in the health and fitness or performance space since 2006. Doing it for a while. I've been keto, carnivore since 2018, and I've been coaching in that, written some books, did some studies, getting my master's right now in exercise science. I'll probably be going for my doctorate at the end of the year. All kinds of good fun stuff happening on my end.
Yeah, you both are just awesome doing awesome stuff, training, working out hard, getting people on track. Yeah. Now, do you guys agree on all training stuff, or do you guys have difference of opinion sometimes?
That's a good question. Nobody's ever asked us that.
Great question.
So we live by the principles that we espouse, right? So we both, we follow a lot of the same concepts in what we do, but we don't implement them the same way.
Yeah.
Right. She does a lot more traditional bodybuilding type stuff. I'm much more functional, CrossFit, kind of high intensity. But a lot of the concepts and things that we apply, we do them we apply the same concepts, but in ways that work for both of us and what we're trying to do for our goals.
Yeah, it's super cool. And that's important. Like people may have different mentalities, different mindsets, different ways of accomplishing the same thing. And just knowing that it's not all the same road, like we all may have different ways of working out that works better for us, especially if we have injuries or those kind of things. So what are you two talking about? Oh, by the way, people, Life's Best Medicine, I just pulled it up because I put in that new search feature so I could find you quicker. But you were on actually episode number 95. And then I think when your new book came out, we had you on episode 197.
All right, that'll work.
So go back and take a listen on Life's Best Medicine too. So
every 100 episodes, I need to come back on.
Yeah, that's right, man. It's time for a new book to come out. I think you're probably working on stuff, aren't you?
This man has
he's always going
of ideas for new books.
Yeah, I've got about 8 or 9 ideas written down, but I'm working on, like I said, I'm getting my master's right now, and I'm also working. I have 3 papers I'm working on trying to get published. So a book is down the road.
So that's awesome. So what are you two talking about at the conference?
We are talking about, I think the name of what we decided to call it is Power-Ups and Pitfalls, or Pitfalls and Power-Ups. And the idea is there's a lot of things that we see people do consistently that cause them to have challenges in their journey. And there's a lot of people who have success that we can look back and see what are the people that are having success doing to have that success. So there's a lot of things that people do mindset-wise. Habits, thought processes. You talked about, she's very much mindset. We talk a lot about mindset. And there's some practical things in there. There's some belief system things in there. There's a whole bunch of things that just the way you think about things, the way you implement things can either help you or hurt you. And we want to just kind of bring those light, talk about them, answer any questions, things like that.
Success and failure leaves clues. So you can learn from both, so that we're going to talk about those who are successful, what are they doing well, and those who fail or experience failures, as I like to say. You're not a failure just because you've experienced some failure along the way. Everyone who's been successful has also had failures. So in that failure process, what can you learn from that as well?
Yeah, I think that's so important. I think that's it. So a lot of us are going through life and then we mess up and then we dwell on that and we don't learn to say, oh, I don't want to do that again. Like starting my business, there was things I did wrong. And now I go, okay, never doing that again, right? I'm not starting out right with a partner and I'm not going to do this. And you learn, once you go through that little fire, you go, okay, I learned something. And it's not all lost because you realize it might have been a little expensive, but you learn and you move on. And so lifestyle wise, that's such a key thing because so many people, especially this time of year, I talked to 3 people today. They're like, oh, I was doing so great. Then the holidays came and then it's so hard to get to the gym and I'm tired. I'm doing, and those things is how do we get back on track again? And that's such a huge thing, the mindset part of it.
Oh yeah. We were just talking now about how everyone's getting sick this season. You're hearing this.
Yeah, he's struggling through this, like sticking up. Yeah.
Trying to hold it all in right now. Yeah.
It's such a common thing where you just start to get some momentum going and you're making some progress. And then I got sick and now I have to stop training. And some people allow that to then they dive into the comfort foods because they're not feeling well. And, probably one of the things, a little sneak peek we'll talk about on what you can learn from the pitfalls is don't slash all the tires. You got one flat tire, fix the flat tire and move on.
Yeah, that's such a good point. Tro says that too. Like you don't pop all your tires when one tire goes flat. You go, okay, I got to fix this tire. This is going to take some work and we got to figure it out, So yeah, those are all great. And you both do such a great job. And I think it's really important, especially as we're getting older, these functional movements and being able to play with the grandkids and lift them up and not hurt your back when you're changing the tire, be able to do these kind of things. So I'm excited about your talk.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about sleep and stress. It's kind of been the topic,
that's your
people who are
topic. All right. I like it.
super, like they asked me to speak on it because I spoke on it not too long ago. And it was like, people, I'm stunned by the data and research. If you're only sleeping 5 or 6 hours a night, what it does to cortisol levels and stress hormones. You're trying your hardest and nothing's working. And then living in life stress and not having gratitude, mindset, all these kind of things. I think it's so critical to all of our journeys that you kind of, again, mindset, when you blow it and you go, how do I get back on track? Those kind of things. I think it's so important because when we're tired, we make bad decisions, and we have bad decisions. We might drink, and we may drink and then say, forget it, it's happy hour tonight. I'll start next week. And then we kick it down the curb, and then we're 20 pounds up and have to figure it out again.
So I think that was your job application to be a co-writer, a co-author of one of my books.
All right, perfect, man. Let's do it. It's a deal.
I've got an idea for a book that I've had this idea for a couple of years now. It's stress. Life is stress.
Yeah.
And the idea being, because this hit me a while ago, is like, and tell me what you think about this. This is the core idea of the book. Everything about life is either preparing for stress, dealing with stress, or recovering from stress. Whether it's physiological, biological, neurological, mental, emotional, it's all stress.
Yeah, and stress isn't a bad thing, right? It's stress, like these acute stressors, like working out hard, doing these things are acute stress, but then your body compensates for those things. But if that stress never ends, and so a lot of us who are, working a stressful job, maybe have a stressful relationship stuff, trying to work out, trying to eat right, trying to count your macros, and all of a sudden you're just overwhelmed all the time, and you never find that peace time where you can just have fun and let down, right?
Oh, people always want to work on the food and the training. Give me a training, a workout program, and the food, and they put their sleep last, right? They want to do more.
Yep.
And what they really need to do is stop doing. Chill out.
That's the thing, is sometimes just slowing it down, and you both have a great concept of that, of saying, okay, turn on the brakes, right? Have fun and relax. Like that day in Puerto Rico when we got to chill and have a good time. Like I was thinking about that.
That was a really fun day. And honestly, the end of the day, sitting with you guys and Tro and Rosette and just kind of hanging out in that little cafe area, that was awesome. It was really great to get.
Yeah, that was a highlight, especially when the breeze came. It was super hot and humid. The breeze would come down that little, and you're like, oh man, this is awesome. But it was really good. Like those are the things, like having that little downtime. And that was on the low carb cruise for people who didn't go. We got some downtime, and that was.
We're talking about the Arizona collab, but also the low carb cruise. Go get on the boat with us.
I think it's all full. I think it's full for this one. They're already doing 2026 now. Yeah, so it's pretty awesome. So they're part of it. Michelle Hall and Jen Winkler are putting this on. They both have great stories too, by the way.
Oh, powerful stories. Yep. It was amazing to listen to both of them on the cruise last year.
Yeah, so hopefully they're speaking. I know they're organizing, but I think they're going to give testimonies. It's going to be a very low-key event, it sounds like. And so we're going to be able to share testimonies, spend time together. And I know Valley Keto is going to be there. They make I stopped by there one time. They make legit low carb stuff, and I think Rosette's is sponsoring it too. There's a couple great sponsors. I think Keto Chow is sponsoring it too. What it sounds like they're helping out.
I just got excited because I was going to be on a competition prep at this time and going into a show in April, and I just decided not to. Now I'm really happy that I decided not to.
You can indulge a little bit.
I want some rosettes.
Oh yeah, you can do, because you're strict. I know. Yeah, when you're doing bikini modeling and all the weights, that's crazy. Like I know you're a beast at that stuff. Who else? Speaking of muscles, Dr. Muscles is going to be there.
Muscles. I haven't seen him in forever. It's like he fell off the face of the earth for a while. Got into his practice and stuff. And he may have been doing things. I just haven't seen him at any conferences or anything in a couple
it's going to be fun to team up with him. Actually, I interviewed anyone who's interested, go and because there's some great people that are going to be there. Let me figure out my thing here. But Dr. Natalie, he's a doc down in the Phoenix area. He's been talking low carb, keto, Doc Muscles. He works out. I mean, he's a super cool guy. And I actually had him on the podcast. So anyone who wants to hear his story, and he just went to direct primary care. He's on episode 230. He's only on once though. Coach Bronson was on twice, but he was really cool talking to him because our philosophies are the same, and like saying, hey, we can't just throw drugs at everyone. So, having a doc, he's a DO like Tro, and he really does a lot with family medicine. I think he's speaking on metabolic health in general, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he's a cool guy, very outspoken, very smart. He knows a lot about a lot of stuff, and he's
got some humor in his delivery as well.
Yeah, he's a funny guy, very sarcastic, sarcastic and funny. And we got along really well. Everyone said when they met me on the low carb cruise, they said, "Oh my gosh, do you know Dr. Nally?" And like, no, you guys are like, you're gonna love each other. So super cool guy. He's been really supportive of, and I could help him out again a little bit with the direct primary care. He was in a hugely busy practice, and he just saw all the craziness and the kind of the same thing I saw with conflict of interest and all these issues with medicine, where we're not just taking care of people and getting them on track.
Yeah.
And then we have the Temple Stewart is going to be there. You guys know Temple pretty well, right? Does she do work with you both?
Yeah, I met Temple face to face the first time I met you.
No way.
In Vegas, yeah. That was the first time we met face to face. So her and her husband and kids were all there.
We took a panel together at Keto Con a few years ago. She's incredible.
She's fantastic.
And she's a registered dietitian.
Yeah, good story too, right? Yeah.
Great story. A lot of struggles with her health, and then she went low carb, keto, and like everything changed right away. And she's like, "Oh no," because in her line of work, you can't be talking about things outside of what the American Diabetes Association or whoever else recommends, So she's doing great. She's down there, and she's also going to naturopathic school right now. She's awesome. So she knows a lot about herbal medicine and all that kind of stuff, and just a really sweet, nice person, like really good person. So I'm looking forward to hanging out with her and her husband. He's a pastor, really good guy too. I haven't met him yet, but I hear she loves him and says good things about him. So I think that's all good. And Jen Winkler is going to be there too. She's long history of seizure disorder, doing keto for that. And so, it's going to be fun just talking about the new science. And I think this conference is cool because it's more for the lay person. So if you don't know anything and this is new to you, or you have a relative in Arizona, this would be a good way to get your feet wet and just sit down and talk to people.
And just stop by, because it's not really a conference, it's a meetup. It's really just a bunch of people are going to get together. We're going to hang out. We're going to eat some good food, have a conversation about different things. Like we're not even doing a slide deck, right? It's just going to be, we're going to just kind of talk about stuff. We like sitting in chairs. Are we going to sit in some chairs up front or whatever? I like doing that.
You can ask for a couch.
I can get a couch and sit up front. Like we like that kind of just that personal small group. Even when we had our conference, we were very particular and intentful about, we want to keep it small. We don't want a keto con. We don't want 3,000 people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It'll be way more intimate. It's like
150 people max is like, you start losing track of who's there, and you don't get to say hi to everybody, and you don't get to say, hey, is this doing anything for you? What are you getting out of it? That kind of stuff.
The biggest reason to come, I would say, in that area is connect with people near you, in your community, in your local community. So, I've got clients who are driving out from neighboring states. We've got to connect and find people in our areas. So we have people on the ground in real life, because so many of us don't have people in our day-to-day lives. They're living the lifestyle that we're living.
A lot of us are living in isolation because we're the only ones eating this way. We're the only ones trying to improve our health. Everyone else is oblivious. Right. And this is a good example, because when we had our conference in 2023, it was like within the first couple hours, we did like a meet, not even a meet and greet. We did round tables. So everybody sat at a table around, because we didn't want it just to be chairs. We wanted people to actually look at other people at the table, talk and have conversation and that kind of stuff. Right. One of the tables, we found out neighbors that had lived next door to each other for 10 years and had never met, ended up sitting at a table together.
Yeah, isn't that crazy how it works?
Right?
Like, I've had that. I do with my patients. I do like every other Wednesday we do a Zoom meeting, and so we all get together, and then like everyone's in San Diego area, and this one lady goes, "Gosh, I really want to exercise. I love to do these certain things." This other lady goes, "I'd love to do those things too. Where do you live?" They both were in Riverside, which is like 2 hours from here. But they both happen to drive down. They go, we live like 2 blocks from each other. So they're like walking partners and Zumba partners, and they go do stuff, and they became great friends. And it was just because they both showed up to the Zoom meeting. It's so cool how, you can connect like that.
And I think they're going to organize a hike on Sunday morning.
I think
so Saturday we're going to sit inside and, hang out and all that. And it's at, the Perimeter 83. I think it's a meeting room, and that's in Tempe, Arizona. And then the next day, I don't even know what we have planned. We're going to go hiking.
I believe so.
I
Yeah.
believe so.
That's what I heard.
And we're not flying out till that evening, so we can go to the hike.
Depending what time it is, but yes.
Yeah.
Or,
And if Bronson's healthy or not by then, we'll see.
Oh, I bet
We got a month for him to get back. I'm just kidding.
He'll
He'll be
get
better
there in
tomorrow.
no time.
We're talking about all of our
I'm hoping
remedies
that
here
I
and all
gotta
that
go to
kind of
work
good stuff.
tomorrow, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Yay.
So anyways, it will be a fun time. Anyone interested, we have discount codes. I know mine is Met Health. I don't know if you guys have one.
Coach
I know
Nat,
you do.
I'm sure mine's Coach Bronson.
probably Coach Bronson.
Yeah, we'll put all of them on the
Just use
show
yours.
notes.
They don't
Doesn't
need
matter,
a whole bunch of
whatever.
different ones. Just use yours.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just get them the discount.
They might have given you a better discount than me. I don't know, but it's good if you want to come. I think it's like $63. Then you get a discount, or probably like $45-$50, something like that. But
it's worth it.
that's for the whole day, and then getting together and hiking and hanging out. If you have questions, you want to learn more about this stuff, you can have some of the world experts there, and then I'm gonna drag in Ben Bakikio, who's another workout guy. He lives in that area, so I know he'll come by and say hi to people and stuff and hang out. And there's a lot of great people in Arizona. It's like on the low carb cruise, I'm like Arizona. Everyone's from Arizona. So like, unfortunately, they're south of me. So I'm kind of
beautiful out there too.
Is it Carnivore JT? Is JT coming? Do you know?
I don't know.
I thought he was.
Does he live in that area?
I thought he lived in that area as well.
We gotta reach out to him.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we'll both reach out. I like that guy. He doesn't know me, but I know who he is. Yeah, he's awesome. I love his videos. He cracks me up every time. He's super good. Yeah, if he's in that area, we'll drag him out. So we may drag some other people out. Maybe we'll get a couple of people to say a few words, and then we're going to have people share their testimonies, their stories, and all that kind of stuff. But just get to know each other. So it'll be a very informal, kind of a cool get together. I don't know how all this came together, but I think Michelle and Jen were probably having drinks somewhere and said, "Hey, we should do this." So that's cool. It'll be a good time. I'm glad we're all included and we all get together. Yeah, and these guys may kick me out. Who knows? They may kick me out of the house the first night, so I may have to look for a place. So,
do you and your wife know how to play spades?
Oh yeah, we'll figure all that stuff out. We got some card games we can play.
If we have any downtime at the house,
we'll do it for sure. Okay. Yeah. So we'll talk, everyone. But yeah, anyone who wants to play spades, come out. We'll invite you. You can play at the conference between talks and things like that. But it is a get together. I think it's more of a get together than a formal conference. So if this is your first time and you go, yeah, maybe I'll do it, we'll put the link. It will be on Eventbrite, so you could get tickets, come out. We'll hang out for a day, and then if you're up for it the next day, we'll go for hikes and walks, and you'll have faster people like these two, and then us slow old people will be in the back, and we'll all meet up somewhere at the end of the day. But it'll be a good time. Sure. So if you want to get out in the sun, have fun, come join us. It's the Arizona Low Carb Collaborative.
Yep.
So thank you too for joining me. Thank you for getting off your sick bed to join me, Bronson. It was fun.
As soon as you end this recording, I'm gonna go blow my nose.
Yeah, go do it.
Together.
All right, everyone. Hey, thanks for listening. Have a great day, and you two stay out of trouble. We'll see you soon. Bye.
If you enjoy the show, please consider supporting us on Patreon by going to lowcarbmd.com.